First quarter from Waverley, the Satyrs and the Hawkers. Hawthorn 4-6-1 draw so far. A draw last week against the Western Bulldogs. They'd love to get the 4 points here this afternoon and break their duck at home during season 1999. Knowles has got it for St Kilda. Knowles at right centre wing. Very potent St Kilda forward line, and it dribbles through for one behind. Very nearly the first full pointer of the day. And so the Saints on the scoreboard very quickly in the opening term.
Yeah, and you spoke about the importance of the St Kilda forward line, Pete. Graham's picking up Stewie Lowe at centre half back. Also, Hayes got the job on Heatley at full back. And Trent Crowe's actually gone to big bustling Bazza.
So Jonathan Hay, who Mick just mentioned, bringing it to half back with a long kick. Lowe is there. He's got a few to beat, but a good mark to Crowe. Put himself in front. He had support from Salmon. This is Daniel Harford. Kicks to the centre. That's a poor kick. He's kicked it straight to Peckett. Peckett to Young. Young, the chip passes an ordinary kick down towards Heatley. Oh, here's danger. Heatley gives it off to Young from half back. Young goes for goal and kicks a great goal. First blood to the Saints.
Yeah, and what an important player Matthew Young is to this St Kilda team. He certainly is the rebounding half-back flanker. Does charge out of that part of the ground with monotonous regularity. There's Peckett. That's a terrific kick. Didn't actually find the target, but it was still the advantage of the forward in Heatley. He followed up the poor disposal to receive the handball from Heatley and kick an easy shot for goal. That's terrific play there from Matthew Young and also from St Kilda's point of view.
Matthew Young makes a point against his old side. He's averaging over 21 disposals so far during the course of the season, and what a beauty to start his day. Harford kicks up to half forward again. Poor disposal. No, it's not. The Hawks have got it. Now Lord. As Mick said, he kicked 6 when these two sides last met, but he too is off target and registers just one behind. So both sides opening with a behind. The Saints following up pretty quickly with a Matthew Young goal.
Yeah, we've actually got our wish too, Pete. We've seen the two best athletes in the competition in terms of endurance running, that being Shane Crawford and Robert Harvey, matched up against each other.
Burke from Jones to Francis. Back to Burke. Burke again. Takes it from Brown. Oh, that was pretty solid on centre wing. Hawthorn player is down.
Yeah, that was Peter Everett just in a shepherd. There's Anthony Rock on the ground. There wasn't anything illegal in terms of what Peter Everett did. He just done the team thing. He ran across the line knowing that Burke was getting the ball out of the danger zone. Good play, Everett, to support your teammate in the run through. Good courage there by Rock to run straight at the player and trying to harass.
Harvey and Crawford do battle. An enthralling contest. That's going to be right throughout the day. Rock, as you can see in top left of screen, being asked a question there by Barry Gavin, the Hawthorn physio, if he's okay. I think he should be able to come back. He's pretty tough.
Peter, he got hit pretty hard though. He's a little bit dazed. I just saw the incident in front of me. Just didn't look around to see who was coming.
Centre wing, Lowe taking on Salmon, Crawford and Harvey. Crawford with first blood. He grabs it. He's caught. Loses the ball in the tackle. Oh, here's Tony Francis on the left foot, putting it back in the direction of Heatley. Harvey is there. Now Woods. Woods is caught. Didn't have any chance of getting rid of it. Thompson to McLaren. Oh, it's tough in the clinches there. As grabbing it for the Saints here was Gavin Mitchell. And the umpire will come in and bounce it.
Yeah, and this is just the opening that we'd expected. Very important game for two sides that are actually trying to make and cement their spot in the final 8. Hawthorn, of course, have to win this game to keep their finals aspirations alive. St Kilda are cementing their spot in the top 3 or 4.
Jonathan Hay, that's good play. Lowe did the ruck work for the Saints, and Jonathan Hay helps on its way. Now, there's Anthony Rock. He's pretty tough, and well, he's all right now, Mick.
He's okay, Peter. Sorry, Mick, but he's okay. He's just a little bit dazed, just a bit shell-shocked, but they assure me that he'll be back on later.
Well, let's hope so for Hawthorn's sake. Anthony Rock, one of the veterans in the side, former North Melbourne player. Hall in front. Low punches to the front. Doesn't clear the zone. Chance for the Hawks to draw it away now. Taylor takes the hand pass. It came from Graham up towards right half forward. That's better disposal for the Hawks if they can get it moving through Holland. He's gone in short. And it gave plenty of opportunity there to Harvey. Crawford had to stand and wait for the football. Would have been a difficult one anyway. Was coming over his right shoulder. And really a very difficult one to mark as it turned out.
Yeah, and you spoke about that word opportunity, Pete. That's exactly what the kick gave Harvey did to spoil. It was a poorly weighted kick. Wasn't to the advantage of Crawford. And that's the reason why Harvey got to the contest and spoiled.
Peckett. Knowles, who got the first kick of the game, dangerously across goal. Mark taken by Brown. Tony Brown short of centre half back. Looks for Hodgson. Finds him. Now Aussie Jones. Jones down towards Mitchell at right half forward. McCabe was there. Mitchell does best. Gives it to Barry Hall. He's wrapped up in the tackle. David Howard says holding the footy. So free kick to the Hawkers at left half back. They trailed by 7 points.
Yeah, it's very sudden death, that decision. Trent Crode at half back. And he's got enormous pace, so he'll certainly go with Hall on the lead. Centre wing, punched away by Crummell. Disciplined play. Young caught, and this will be a bounce. Good umpiring. And, of course, Matthew Young, a former Hawk himself, Mick.
Yeah, well, he'd naturally want to do well against his old side, but it's also interesting to watch two former teammates, Joel Smith and Aussie Jones. They're playing alongside each other, and they're good mates at that, so it'll be interesting to see who wants to take the will up to the other opposition player. But Joel Smith's gone to full forward. Aussie Jones is in a foreign part of the ground playing at full back at this stage.
That was Carr getting it down to Graham, then Graham to Salmon. That's a poor hand pass. Centre of the ground, McCabe. He was crunched. Salmon, the advantage paid here. Dixon races onto the left foot, a raking left foot kick in towards the half-forward line. Well done by Everett. Just getting the boos of the Hawthorn supporters. That's Nathan Burke to Tony Brown. Brown goes short, and they're the big hands of Stewie Lowe. Finds Max Hodgson. Look at the running of the Saints. This is Tony Brown. He gives it off to Hall. What will he do, Barry Hall? He didn't give it back. He went to chip pass, and he has found Heatley, and they couldn't have a better man kicking for goal than this fella.
Yeah, terrific technician of the drop punt. He's very balanced in his approach for goal, and that's the key when you are kicking anywhere on the ground. You have to be balanced first. Naturally, you have to drop the ball straight down the right leg, and then, of course, you've got to follow through the appropriate manner to get the journey. But Heatley does all those three prerequisites in kicking for goal.
Well, I think he's the best kick for goal in the competition. Let's see if I've mozzed him, as he's directly in front from 55 metres, and I have mozzed him. He's out to the right. That's a difficult kick from 55 metres out. It's a long way, as we'll now have a look at the Hawthorn bench. Couchy.
Jonathan Robram, Nathan Thompson, Richard Vandenberg and Anthony Rock.
Remind me not to back any of your tips. Thank you, Peter.
And just while there's a lull in play too, Pete, it's very important to mention today the Hawthorn and St Kilda footy clubs have recognised the Victorian Police Blue Ribbon Foundation, which was established to perpetuate the memories of police officers killed on duty. That, of course, being Gary Silk and Rodney Miller. There's a medal for the best player from each side today from St Kilda and also Hawthorn.
Thanks, Mick. Well, Joe McLaren, who took the mark, might be in line for that. Barry Hall gave Salmon a little bit of a nudge. Mitchell loves these close to goal. Snaps, gets it. St Kilda second.
Yeah, terrific crumbing goal from Gavin Mitchell. That's one important role he has to do today, to give the St Kilda forward line a little bit of speed around this pack situation, knowing that Hall and also Lowy and Heatley will be in the vicinity of the marking contest. At times Everett will also push forward, but Mitchell certainly has to be there to be a crumbing goal kicker for the St Kilda team.
Well, some good signs for the Saints at the moment. They've had 5 shots to 1. Hawthorn have gone forward a couple of times, but falling down across that half-forward line. Here's Brown. Should have given it to Harvey. Brown kicked out wide. Richard Taylor made good ground onto the left foot. Oh, poor kick. He was on his non-preferred side. He's kicked straight to Nathan Burke. And this Saints defence is pretty good. Now he's going to kick across the ground to Harvey. Now Harvey's off and running. Oh, that was a good decision not to go wide. Francis, he's looking to give it off. Now he's going to kick it short, and he finds Carr. He might go for Harvey here. Here he goes, the Rolls Royce. He brings it down to the half-forward line. That's a beautiful kick to Hall. Great kick from Harvey. Now this could be 50 metres if they're not careful. No, he's off. Hall, that's a great kick by Hall, and a good lead by Peckett.
Yeah, Peckett's another player that actually tries to rebound and get forward of centre to be an extra mobile midfielder for the St Kilda team. He's finding a bit of space at this early stage of the first quarter. Peckett's been picked up, or Pickett is picking up Turvey, who replaced Barlow in the selected team for Hawthorn. You'll have to play tighter.
Right, from 50 metres, Justin Peckett. That's a goal. Well, the Saints are doing it on the bit at the moment, 3-3 to a point.
Yeah, they certainly are doing a particularly good job in this opening stanza of football. Peckett really does run hard out of defence to give an extra option on the way through. That's his third goal for the season, but he has accumulated a lot of the ball. He's had about 180 odd possessions throughout the course of the first half of the season. That's a good kick there by Hall.
Well, it's shaping up as one-way traffic so far in the first quarter. Hawks are going to have to lift. Brown out of the middle, throws the ball almost away. So maybe Hawthorn can regroup. Crawford, some tunnel ball. They let it go. Taylor, the half forward. Dixon nearly. Rebounded off Wakeland. Carr puts his body in. And there's going to be a ball up. Short of centre half forward for Hawthorn. The Hawks trailing by 20 points. And let's take a look at a little bit of tunnel ball here. Well, I suppose if he'd lofted it a little bit more, it would have been paid.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why the umpire gave the Hawthorn player the benefit of the doubt. It wasn't lofted off the ground, as you mentioned, Pete.
Rock back onto the ground. Snap it goal down there for Hawthorn by Harford. And out of bounds on the full. Well, things not working for the Hawks so far in the first quarter. Hudson marks at left half back. Kick coming from Aussie Jones. They transfer it to the other side now. This is Carr. Well clear of Crummell. It's a foot race. McLaren had it and then dispossessed. Now Thompson. Up the half forward, Barry Hall. Will he get there first? Well, he will, but the boundary line was a little bit too close. Trent Crode wearing him closely there. But it's going to be a throw in at right half forward as we check the St Kilda bench with Couchy.
Daniel Healy, Tim Elliott, Jason Trianides and Ben Walton.
Thanks, Couchy. And you can see, Mick, that Hall's very, very quick. He's leading Crode by a couple of metres to the ball.
Oh, he's really worked hard on his fitness over the pre-season months, and he's taken into the season for sure.
There's Salmon bringing it up to centre wing. Good play by Holland. It was meant for Leckers, taken by Darryl Wakeland, who's a big improver. An ordinary kick. Misses Harvey. Now Harvey's got it. Here he goes. Chips it short. And again a terrific kick by Harvey. Hits Hall on the hands out in front of Crode. And this is beautiful forward play.
Yeah, it certainly is terrific forward play. I just wonder how long Kenny Judge will actually persist with this matchup. I thought Graham might have been the logical choice to play on Hall, just to hopefully use his speed against Hall's, and Crode to be used against Stewie Lowe. We intimated that might be the matchup at the start of the game, but certainly Barry Hall's mobility is causing a great concern for Trent Crode at this stage of the first quarter.
Another kick from outside 50, 45-degree angle. Hall goes for goal. It's another one for the Saints. He's happy.
Too many big guns on the Saints forward line for Hawthorn at the moment. 27 plays one. Salmon wins it, but they can't get it out of the centre again. It's going to be Tony Brown. Brown. Hoots for Peter Everett, who cleaned up Rock before. This is McLaren. He could just about kick another one from there. Is that their fifth? It's going goalwards. It's sailing through for another one. Raining goals here. 5 individual goal scorers to the Saints. Peter Everett setting that one up. 8 shots to 1. And this is shaping up as a bit of a bath.
Yeah, this is a terrific build-up by the St Kilda team. No doubt the boarding house puddings have been deflated during the week. Obviously, Timmy Watson's comments last week after the Sydney game have had a stinging attack on the players, and they've responded magnificently.
Well, they're doing particularly well. They've had 5 individual goal kickers. St Harvey, free kick Harvey again. He's starting to get right into this game. His disposal's been terrific. He's getting plenty of valuable possessions, starting out in the wing and running into the midfield.
50.
50 metres. He'll have a shot for goal, Robert Harvey, from about 40 here. Oh, that's bad play, the Hawks. Yeah,
they're actually a rabble at the moment, the Hawthorn team. They're just not concentrating on the effect of just nullifying their opposition player. Here's the 50-metre penalty. There's Chick, who was trying to chase Young forward. Young probably tried to push forward to give an option for for Harvey to give the ball, but it's been 50 possessions to 20, more than double in this opening first quarter. That's amazing.
Robert Harvey from directly in front. The champion has put it through the middle. So that is now 6 individual goal kickers, Mick.
Yeah, there's certainly been beaten on every facet of the game at this stage of the game. Entries into 50 are 3-9 with 6 goals on the board. That's just an amazing statistic in terms of efficiency. They've had 9 shots on goal from their 9 entries. That's also amazing. When you get efficiency like that, you win more games than you lose.
An absolute bath at the moment. The Saints looking for their best ever first quarter against Hawthorn, which is 8 goals 3 back in season 1992. And with the quarter just half over, you would reckon they would get that easily and then some.
I think before the game, Knowles was brought into the side to maybe play on Angelo Leckers. St Kilda went with that match-up in the early stages of this quarter. Hawthorn have swung a change. They've tried to break that tag by putting Leckers onto Brown. Therefore, Knowles is now picking up half it.
Everett, Crummell in the road. Well, nearly gets steamrolled there by Barry Hall. Might have given one away down the ground, but no, not according to the umpire. Holland gets ridden into the ground. Wakeland looking for the free kick. There is none according to the umpire. It'll be a bounce just wide of the centre circle. Hawthorn able to get nothing up forward so far. Ball hasn't been coming down there, really.
Interesting to see how long Nathan Thompson's off the ground. I think his mobility might be needed throughout the course of this game.
Oh, Mitchell, lovely shirt front on Crawford. Now it's a free kick. Interesting. Looked legal.
Not to Crawford.
No,
not to Crawford. Now that explains it. Going to Woods. Rock on left centre wing. Cleaned up by Everett earlier. Crummell. Good spoil by Carr. Wakeland. Peckett. Here they go again. Brown ridden into the ground by Rock. It was a pretty good tackle. Jarred free again. Everett's got it. Lost it. Leckers was there. Now Rock again. Farms it out to Crawford. Can they get their first goal? Crawford up to Holland. Holland mark. Markle free kick, whatever.
Yeah, it was certainly there, Pete. You called it. Now, this is an important kick just to stabilise the tide that's going against the Hawthorn team.
Yeah, it's a mark.
Nick Holland has kicked very inaccurately this year. He's kicked 11 goals, 16. It's not a good return from a key forward's point of view. You'll certainly have to kick accurately today if the Hawthorn team are going to bounce back in the next 3 and a bit quarters. But Holland certainly has to kick this goal from Hawthorn's perspective.
Distance shouldn't be a problem. The Hawks' first realistic shot at goal from 45. And he's got it.
Yeah,
good, need that.
Yeah, good kick there from Nick Holland. He certainly did need to kick accurately for goal on that occasion. But this is what happens when you mess around with the ball in midfield. Instead of going direct at your goal and trying to invent a handball and create something out of nothing, you just cannot afford to do that. If you turn the ball over in midfield, more often than not, the opposition will go forward and hurt you on the scoreboard.
So a badly needed goal that one was to the Hawks, and they could do with another couple of quick ones as Richard Taylor tried to press his way through. Oh, that was good play by Carr. Now Francis. Wakeland, a quick hand pass. Here comes Crawford. Good play to sock it off the ground. The loose ball is at half forward. Nathan Burke. Now Young. Quick hand pass by Brown. Comes out to Burke. Oh, Francis was nearly steamrolled. He gives it off to Wakeland. Back it comes to Brown. Tony Brown kicks to half forward. Low. Good spoil by Graham. Oh, holding the man, it must be. No. Thought it could have been McCabe's kick there. Mitchell goes to ground. There's a quick kick around the corner, down to the Saints forward line towards Heatley, who's over the back. Heatley will race in. He'll hook it around. He centres the ball. Hall, a good mark. Good play, Heatley. And the original kick for the Saints came down from Ben Walton.
Yeah, magnificent kick there by Heatley. But In terms of being critical, you have to come back to the forward part of the ground for Hawthorn. Daniel Chick went for the ball with one hand. Nathan Burke ran straight through the line of the contest to the other, hence the turnover. Instead of Hawthorn having a shot on goal, goes to the other end. St Kilda in the hands of Barry Hall, and will kick a goal for the Saints.
So Hall for his second, and no doubt about it, through the middle. So the Saints have got all the answers. 45 plays 7. And there he is, Big Hall, and he's showing surprising agility and speed and playing on a quick player in Crowd. And he might be stung, Barry Hall, by his coach's comments that he had a big head last week.
Yeah, terrific stuff there by Tony Francis. Great courage. Here's the build-up by the St Kilda team. Good kick there by Brown to the advantage of Stewie Lowe. He found front position. The ball went forward for the Saints.
Barry Hall getting his second after this play. And the Saints now just 1 goal shy of their best ever first quarter score against Hawthorn. You would reckon they should be able to get it. Carr, oh, it's too high. Must be a free kick. Against Lord, who was mixed earlier, kicked 6 goals last year against the Saints. Matthew Carr, short of left centre wing. Awkward looking kick off the boot. Big pack of players. Thompson was there. Now there's a whistle.
Yeah, I think it's Thompson's mark, Pete. He had a fair purchase of the ball. The ball just come through the hands, and Tony Woods tried to take it and steal it. But there's Thompson. He was first up at the ball.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was a mark myself, but that's what the umpire paid it for.
I won't argue with that one. Brown, he's been very good so far. Brown, that pass left a lot to beat his eye, half it. Now, is that 50 metres? Not according to the umpire. Heatley gets a warning. Saints with numbers on centre wing, 3-1. Leckers is there, but it's going to be a throw-in right next to the interchange gates as McLaren trots back to his position.
Yeah, sorry, Pete, you spoke about Brown. He's had 11 possessions at this early stage of the first quarter. Terrific stuff from a midfielder.
It's been fantastic. Stewie Lowe loses that one out. Taylor. Bouncing ball, close to half forward for Hawthorn. That's as far as it's going. McLaren again.
Well, they're definitely, Pete, kicking the ball a lot further to left of screen. The ball's holding up to the right, so you'd think it'd be a 3-goal breeze, wouldn't you?
Well, looking at the flags...
in the seconds, they kicked a lot further to the left as well.
OK, all right. Carr missed it. Harvey. Crawford's got him. Gets rid of it quickly. Burke. Across the ground. Graham getting underneath it. Gets a kind bounce. Taken pretty solidly. Gets it away eventually. Crowd gets on his bike. That'll lift his confidence. Crowd to half forward. But standing his ground well is Wakeland. And he takes a solid bucket half back.
And he gives it off to Joe McLaren. McLaren, a low trajectory kick. It's a beautiful kick. That's good disposal too. Peter Everett still getting the hoots of the Hawthorn supporters. He kicks long. Woods, I should have marked that. If you're on your own, you should mark. That's very defensive.
But lack of talking, perhaps?
Maybe.
And a confidence.
Maybe confidence.
I think that's a confidence thing in that part of the ground.
Well, you go for a mark when it's like that in your hands.
Peter, that's just the pressure they're under that St Kilda's put them under by the scoreboard pressure of 7-3.
Yes, probably true, Paul. As we see Lowe and Salmon. Thompson was there also. Carr, Francis, and Woods takes him to ground. 2 former Collingwood players. And there's Tim Watson. He'd be pretty happy with what he's seeing at the moment, Mick.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. They've jumped into this game exceptionally well. They've won first access to the ball around the clearances. These stop play situations when the umpire has the ball. They are certainly working harder than what the opposition is. And
they're double teaming Salmon. In these ruck contests, I've seen this 3 or 4 times. Lowe and Everett both going against Salmon. So it's going to be a big, tough day for Paul Salmon with 2 of them. Now, there's just 1-on-1 this time, and they both sort of nullified it. Here he goes again, Harvey. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful play, Robert Harvey. He goes for goal. Oh, brilliant goal with the Brownlow medalist. That's his second. Well, that is Rolls-Royce. I'm calling the Rolls-Royce earlier in the quarter, Mick. And is he the best player in the competition to watch or what?
Yeah, he's certainly, as a midfielder, I'd say he's clearly the best midfielder in the competition. As a player, you'd probably have to rate Carey and some emerging stars in Richardson and also Lloyd. well and truly up there. But in terms of being a quality midfielder, Robert Harvey has certainly got that mantle to himself.
2 goals to Robert Harvey and 8-3, equaling St Kilda's best first quarter score against Hawthorn. You would reckon they would break it fairly convincingly. Lekas up to half or courage showed there by Young. Hudson, ball rebounding pretty quickly. Chick giving chase. McLaren's been good. Aussie Jones chips it in short. Little 9-9 up to Tony Brown. Disposal number 12 coming up for him. Goes inboard, finds Jones. And Kilda doing nothing wrong at the moment. Still 4 minutes to go to get that record.
I reckon Hawthorn ought to get Crawford into the middle, off Harvey and into the middle.
Got to get him into the play
at the
somehow.
bounce.
Tony Brown again. Well, he's done nothing wrong. Brown at left centre wing. Everett has the set. There is a whistle off the ball. It's going to be a Hawthorn free kick.
Salmon.
David Howland, one of the senior members of the AFL umpiring panel. He's been umpiring since his 17th year. This is Brendan Crummell, named at full forward. Crummell kicks from centre half back.
Oh, he's kicked straight to Heatley. That's a poor kick. It was always going to be dangerous. Heatley looking for a short option. He's a good thinking footballer, Jason Heatley. A typical full forwards kick. They know how to pass, not only kick for goal, as we see him give it to big Spider Everett, who kicks long. Oh, it's a mark to Thompson. He used his body beautifully and will kick from 10 metres.
Yes, that's what happens when you've got height in front of goal. I think the Hawthorn players were really conscious of Stewie Lowe. You see Tony Woods not watch the fly to the footy, and that was the difference between Thompson marking the ball and Woods not.
Well, he's goal. So another single goal kicker to the Saints. Robert Harvey's kicked 2 and Barry Hall's kicked 2, but they've got a number of kick 1.
Yeah, this is just a absolute whitewash at the moment. St Kilda are just so mobile across the ground at Waverley here. They're controlling the ball, of course. They've got far much more opportunity when they've gained the ball in possession. Their targets up forward and marking the footy.
Well, 7 plays 57, I suppose. Really, the game's already over. Shouldn't be saying that this early, but 50 points, what a margin. The firepower of St Kilda, they've blown the Hawks right out of the water in the first stanza. Harvey, well, if he doesn't win his 3rd Brownlow medal in a row, I reckon I'm a bad judge. Aussie Jones. Oh, that's got to be in the back. Hall against Crow, just gives him a little one to nudge him along the way.
Yeah, you probably call that psychological pressure.
You can't help it, Barry Hall. He's just in his game.
But when he plays football, he's fantastic. Everett in front, punch away by Holland. Jones, Harford, Knowles. Knowles gets there eventually, tries to flip it up to Harvey. Joel Smith, haven't seen too much of him today against his old side. Another player against his old side, Matthew Young, kicked the first goal and got the Saints started on their merry way. 9-3 to 1-1 so far. A couple of minutes remaining in the first quarter, and what an absolute bath. So Salmon against Everett. Salmon does well. Now Vandenberg.
He's on Harvey now.
Oh, coat hanger is right. He's copped a couple in the first quarter. Kicks past Young.
Yeah, Richard Vandenberg. I think he's gone on to Harvey. Now he's run off him here. He's still going. He's pretty quick. Loses the ball in the tackle. Still going. Mitchell is there. Crawford comes in to lend a hand. And it's at half forward for the Hawks. And there's Richard Vandenberg at the bottom of the pack.
Gee, St Kilda players are certainly having a go at Shane Crawford today. I think they're just trying to get into his head and trying to distract him from his role on playing in Harvey. But you're right, they have made a change. Harvey has got Vandenberg, his direct opponent, now trying to release Crawford to be an attacking midfielder.
Well, Shane Crawford, he's
fumbled.
He's fumbling, yeah, 3 or 4 times, and he did it a couple of weeks ago too. It's not like him. He's normally a one grabber.
Yeah, it's just amazing when you may have a premeditated plan within your team to go against the best opposition player. Every time at the stop plays, you'll see the St Kilda players pushing their body against him, talking to Crawford, trying to put that pressure on them.
Well, that was Joel Smith, the quick kick down, and found Harvard, who'll kick from 40 metres. Now there's a loose man. Oh, dangerous kick. Too high. Oh, he tried to get it to Taylor. His car. But that is poor play by Hawthorn. And this is Aussie Jones in the half-back area.
And like Tony Brown coming into some pretty good form at the business end of the season. We can say that because round 12, second half of the year, not too many smiles up there. Well, they're doing it as they like. This is Walton. Heatley. Well, thought about playing on. Did he? No, didn't cross the mark. Went to Walton or Harvey. Harvey's got it. Everett at half forward. They're doing as they like. Who's Everett after? Maybe Thompson.
Poor kick.
Still he's got it. Tried to get it back to Heatley. Paddles it forward. Opportunity for the Hawks. Graham. Mops up well. Crode will give it back to him. Needs to kick it now. And does. Ironed out after he kicked. Everett's got it again at half forward.
He just leant over then, didn't he, Mick? Leant over the top.
Yeah, I just think change has to be made there. Paul Salmon's a terrific competitor, as we know, but just his mobility, especially when the Kilda team are up and going, Everett's creating problems for Salmon in terms of mobility as the siren goes for quarter time.
Well, can he join the goal kickers?
I reckon he'll actually get the journey.
Let's hope this is not a knee to Jason Heatley. They're looking down that knee area.
He's a million miles from goal. Gives it a roost. Not bad. He got the distance well. Registers one behind or out of bounds. In fact, it's nothing. 9-4. A record first quarter score to St Kilda. Maybe soured by this. Let's take a look. Oh, hard to tell from that. I don't think it's too serious. Paul Couch might be able to throw some light on that during the quarter time break. But 9-4, 58 St Kilda. A couple of players got two, Barry Hall and the man on screen there, Harvey, and Hawthorn just the sole goal kicker, and that was Nick Holland. From Waverley, we'll take a break. It's 58 plays 7 in our match of the day. Back in just a moment.
Hawthorn had 94 possessions to 45.
That's quite remarkable. In St Kilda's favour, of course. Rock to Graham. Well, maybe a good sign there. The first forward thrust. Holland up high. Chick. Hawthorn's leading goal kicker so far this year. That may be in the back against McLaren. Hawthorn certainly looking for it. Carr gives it off. Saints will run it out again. This is Tony Brown, one of St Kilda's best in the first quarter. Punched to the front by Woods to get it away from Thompson, who flips it up. Now Robran on the ground, needs to get it cleanly. Past Lowe, who didn't have much of an influence in the first quarter. Mitchell, that was a kicking in danger decision. Walton, the team-oriented play, up to Barry Hall, who takes, no, he doesn't take the mark. Bang, crash, wrong. Barry Hall might have been given a free kick for too high. Hawks desperate to run it away. Crode, they do. Graham, this is better. At least they're having a dip. Holland again, can't mark it. Burke knocks to the front. Lord has got it. Burke's got him. Lekas in between two of them. Knowles, Wakeland. Now Carr, and the Saints clear it from left half back.
Well, it was great play from Hawthorn to get it out of the danger situation, but equally as good by the Saints as Everett goes forward. And he finds Walton, who drives it long right down towards half forward. Good mark to Lowe. Beautiful kick coming down low with those big hands out in front of Jonathan Robran.
Yeah, terrific build up there by the St Kilda team. But once again, you go back to the half-forward line. The contest between Burke and also Lowe. Just Burke's body went that little bit harder into the contest. Therefore, his teammates won the ball and they cleared the ball with ridiculous ease. It's just so important when you are under pressure. You've just got to steel your mind for the contest and be strong over the footy when you have to be.
Well, this is just what Hawthorn would not want. The first goal to the Saints. There's Stuart Lowe. That looks good. Just sneak in. Yes, it did. So Barry Hall was clapping, but I waited on the goal umpire because sometimes the players can fool you when they start clapping.
Here we go here. This contest here. Watch Burke and Lord. Just the ball went to ground and just the strength of the body of Burke just got Lord off the line of the footy. has created an opportunity for his St Kilda teammates to mop up that loose ball. They did so, found Everett, and they set up from that point.
Well, Stewie Lowe, as we watch in replay the play that got the goal, they've now got 8 individual goal kickers. That was Lowe's second mark. He's only had the one kick. 1-1 to 10-4.
Pete, I can tell you that breeze is only worth 2 or 3 goals. It's not any stronger than that. It's only a very slight breeze.
I would certainly believe you, Couchy.
Here's the free kick. The free kick was actually rewarded from the umpire out of that zone to Tony Francis.
Almost looked like a trip, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. He's in the wars, Tony Francis. He's going to be okay. Here they come again, St Kilda. Low in the middle of the pack. Collicker, Smith. Quick kick out of the congestion up towards midfield. Good bump by Young on Lord. Rebounds to Burke. Burke up towards half forward. And this man is everywhere. There must be 5 Tony Browns out on the ground. That's the way it looks like at the moment.
Yeah, and this is his 16th possession coming up. He's had 10 kicks. This will be his 11th. He's had 5 handballs, 4 marks. And he's certainly controlling the midfield. Harvey's got a lot of the footy. He's got 10 possessions. Jones has had 8 off a half-back flank on his ex-teammate and Joel Smith. But those players are certainly winning the ball at will.
Well, he's not going to be their 9th goal kicker. Stewie Lowe.
Too easy.
Marks 1 metre out from goal. He is too easy.
I think you need a harsher word than that, but it's just too soft.
Yeah.
Too soft in the body contest. Ken Judge and the match committee at Hawthorn would absolutely be livid in that. Coaches just cannot stand an opposition player taking an easy mark under no pressure 2 metres from the goal line. You've just got to have a bit of strength of mind to get up into the contest and get it across the goal line and live to fight another day.
Kick number 2. So his first 2 kicks, Stewie Lowe, should be 2 goals. That's the way it is. 3 players have kicked 2. Robert Harvey got 2 in the first quarter. Barry Hall got 2 in the first quarter. Stewie Lowe's got 2 in the second quarter. 7 plays 70.
And here's the replay of this mark. Just far too easy. Got rid of Robert in the body contest far too easily. Just didn't stand his ground. Stuart Lowe, as we know, is a terrific mark, irrespective of pressure or not, but you just can't allow him to take a mark in that type of nature.
Well, 11-4. 11-4 plays 1-1 as Everett gets it down the direction of McLaren. McLaren, he gets through that pack. Onto Everett. Everett chips it into half forward and a nice mark taken by Anthony Rock. So Rock coming around the centre wing area, tries to bend it back to half forward. Everett flies. Oh, that's good play by Everett. He read that beautifully. On to Francis. Francis looking for the hand pass. Matthew Young. Young brings it in towards half forward. They've got some numbers here. Thompson went without it. Crawford. Stumped back to Tony Woods, who latches onto it. Holland has it spoiled by Wakeland. Here's a goal coming up maybe as Lord. Oh, he's missed it. That was a gimme running into an open goal, but he's missed.
Yeah, just tried to be a little bit too cute on that occasion, dribbling the ball through. When you get an easy opportunity to kick for goal like that, you've got to jail them. You just kick through the line of the ball like you normally would.
Let's check the bench with Couchy for Hawthorn.
Daniel Harford, Brendan Crummell, Ben Dixon, Nathan Turvey.
Thanks, Couchy. Hudson kicks up to Holland. Squares it. Graham. I bet they wish they had the likes of Hudson, Crimmins, Matthews or somebody on the bench to give them a lift. Mitchell on Leckis. No, he goes over the mark, nearly, but not quite. Leckis to half forward, and the big fish has got it. Well, he certainly knows about kicking goals. He won the goal kicking at Essendon 7 times.
It was just a matter of when Paul Samuel was going to push forward for Hawthorn. Thompson's come onto the ground. I dare say he'll take the ruck role for the Hawthorn club. They certainly need more mobility. I think a valuable player who can generate some run, maybe Mark Graham. They've got to try to push him up into midfield. Ken Judge would certainly look at that option, I dare say. But this is an important kick from Salmon and also Hawthorn's point of view. John Hayes actually now picking up Stewart low. Crow still got the job on Barry Hall. Big test for that young man.
Salmon from 40. It comes around. Did it come around enough? I think he has. He kicked the goal. To say that they needed that one would be the understatement of the millennium. 2-2 to 11-4. Salmon gets his first. Nick Holland is the only other goal kicker for Hawthorn so far in the match. Good mark. And Turvey onto the ground too for Hawthorn, replacing Robran.
Yes, terrific mark there by Salmon. Good experience, composed himself and kicked accurately.
Well, let's see if that goal from Paul Salmon can lift the Hawks. They're a long, long way to go to get back into this game here. Oh, Harvey was tripped. Didn't the umpire pay that, Mick?
No, he caught advantage, I think, Pete.
Oh, well. Down to half forward. This is Carr. Back it comes to Harvey. On to Francis. Here's McLaren. He gives it off. Carr, just a little fumble. He's still going to end up with the ball. On to Tony Francis again. Towards the half-forward line. Graham threw the ball away. Mitchell is there and Everett. Everett's going to chip pass. That's a great kick to Hall. And, gee, they've got some forward options. Hall's too far out, probably. He'll kick from 60. It's a beautiful kick up towards the danger area. Lower's there. Over the back was Walton. He hooks it in. Then he taps it underneath. Mitchell off the ground. And Nathan Thompson desperately taps it through for a behind of the Saints.
Certainly have got some options. The Saints bench, Couchy.
Justin Peckett, Daniel Healy, Jason Hetley's crook ankle, and Tim Elliott.
Thanks, Couchy. This is McCabe in the right back pocket for Hawthorn. They want to get Crawford into the play. Unaccountably fumbled on a number of occasions in the first quarter, and on one of those occasions it resulted in a goal when Harvey snaffled at Lekas. He started off on the dual Brownlow medalist, but he's not playing on him at the moment. Lekas from right centre wing. Looks for Rock. Young will punch. Hutchton gives him good support. Might have nudged Hutchton in the back, but it will be a throw-in. Right half forward for Hawthorn, almost underneath the big scoreboard. 14 plays 71. Hawthorn yet to win a home game this year, and looking at that scoreboard, you would say that they're not going to break their duck here this afternoon. Knocked down by Wakeland. Chick's got it. Gets upended. Not very glamorous. Rebounds to Rock. Bounce is going to be effective. Might go through for a goal. It has. I guess you'd call that manufacturing a goal, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you certainly would, Pete. A little bit of luck, but that's what you need when you're actually facing an 8-goal deficit. They've just got to persist and persist and persist and try to especially win this quarter. If they can claw their way back and try to win this quarter by 3 goals by the half-time break, all of a sudden the scoreboard won't look that bad. They'll give themselves a realistic chance.
Well, Anthony Rock on screen has kicked his first. Former North Melbourne Rover, of course. A lucky one. It bounced past a couple of... Oh, beautiful play to Brown from Everett. That is copybook stuff. That is champagne football, and Hall is marked about 30 metres from goal.
Well, I must admit, St Kilda's display so far, I would say they're the best side I've seen.
We'll have a look at this build-up here. It's just the Hawthorn players didn't readjust to the bounce of the umpire. The bounce went towards the St Kilda goal. They were zoning an area waiting for Brown to run through. But Lekas on this side of the ground where Brown received the footy just didn't react quick enough and watch the body of Brown coming through and provide a bit of contact.
Well, Hall's going for his third. Oh, that's a shocker. And it's out in the full, I think, from Barry Hall. So,
Peter, just an injury report, sorry there. Justin Peckett's got bruised ribs. May not come on.
Well, he'll be a loss. He's a terrific little player, Justin Peckett. Crowd will take this penalty kick, and that was a valuable opportunity missed then by Barry Hall. He's normally a pretty good kick. Crowd to half-back. Everett will fly at the back. Thompson did well to get in front. Harvey has the ball locked in by Taylor. And I don't know what Taylor's getting so upset about there for.
A bounce outside 50. Right half forward for the Saints. And look at that scoreboard. Everett, well, he's been pretty good today. Lekis. Brown, what can he manufacture here on the ground? Not too much, as it turned out. And another throw. Oops, the umpire collided with a St Kilda player there. Boundary umpire, that is. Lee Matthews has his way. We won't have them anymore. Wants 5 field umpires. Be interesting experiment. Everett got the front position. That's a St Kilda ball again. Tony Brown clear of Lekis. Harvey. Oh, good tackle. No, Harvey brushes it as he always seems to do. Crawford in the back. No. Could have been. Walton goes in solidly. He's got the football. But umpire David Howard will ball it up just off the edge of the centre square.
Yeah, Pete, and there was another example there of when Brown received the ball. His opponent now is Lekis. He was just too far from the body of him and lost him too easily. You've really got to play tighter, especially around the ground when Brown and Harvey and the like are getting a lot of the ball. Everett
off the ground. Crawford tried to do the same. Woods, a short kick back to the congestion. Brown in front again. Smith's got it. Tackled by Walton. Ball jarred free. There is a whistle. Collicker comes up with a foot. A Turvey it is. It's going to be a Hawthorn free kick, and it's going to Joel Smith against his own side and 50 metres as well, I think, is it?
No, the Hawthorn player actually kicked the ball out of the area. Deemed by the umpire as no advantage, and rightfully so. The ball will be brought back to Joel Smith, who was held far too long on the tackle when the ball was dispossessed from his hands.
Thank you, umpire McGuan.
Sound like Johnny Russo, didn't I?
You did. So Joel Smith wearing Gary Buckenara's old number 11. That's play on now. We've gone across the mark. Young punches. Wakeland likewise from the back. Thompson rides the bump well from Turvey. Trianides has got it. Ridden into the ground, holding the football. That's a good tackle by the youngster from South Fremantle, and he's going to get his first kick and only his 4th game.
Yeah, good attack at the footy there by Turvey. First in the contest with Thompson, then to recover and actually lay a good tackle. That's team lifting stuff.
That was Thompson trying to take them up. Gee, he's got some promise, that young kid. On to Vandenberg. Vandenberg hooks it slightly. Everett was at the back. Taylor, just that little fumble, you just can't afford it. Here's Lord, that's a good give. On to Holland. Joel Smith, beautiful smother by... Oh, great play to Brown, to Aussie Jones. That was by Nathan Burke, that smother. That was fantastic.
Yeah, magnificent stuff by Burke. Once again, another missed tackle by Joel Smith on Nathan Burke allowed St Kilda to win the ball easily.
Aussie Jones up towards half forward. Here's Tony Woods. He went without it. Now Brown, who's having a day he won't forget. Here's Burke, who laid that terrific smother before. He kicks forward, but it's marked by Woods.
Woods goes inboard. Mitchell a little bit late on the scene on Smith. That will be 50. And I don't think umpire McGuan would argue with that, would you, Mick?
No, certainly the free kick would be given to Joel Smith for 50 metres. Interesting to see what Timmy Watson does in terms of discipline.
It was unnecessary, wasn't it?
For Gavin Mitchell. That's something you can control, Pete, and that's what coaches certainly don't like.
Young in from the side to Spoil. Good effort. Lord, who's fumbled a little bit, but he's got a few teammates. Oh, Burke. Brilliant tackle. Ball jarred free. Wakeland nearly had his head taken off. Now, the advantage was paid, but it's going to come back. McLaren's got it, but it will come back. Wakeland grabbed around the neck, shoulder area, and the umpire pretty quick to pay that. You'll see here, gee, Burke's done well today. Hasn't done anything wrong. Neither has Brown. And it's coming up here, there, against the big fish. So, no arguments on that score. 51 points is the margin.
Yeah, Pete, it'll be interesting to see how long Kenny Judge actually persists with Tony Woods. He's doing a terrific job on Andrew Thompson. He's playing that negating role on him. He's only had 3 touches. Maybe it's ideal now to push him forward onto Tony Brown and negate his influence.
Hutchton to Harvey to Trianides, who started on the bench, very keen to get into the action. Brown, he'll have leather poisoning shortly. Trianides on the left, kick drops a little bit short. Oh, beautifully read by Francis. He'll put it down as a pass in the locker room later, but I don't think it was intended for him. Now, Peter McKenna, you would love him to have a shot, would you, from there?
Not from there, too far out into the breeze. Oh, nearly a good slips catch then, as we see Mark Graham racing away with the ball. Now, they've got to score something from this attacking foray. Here's Nick Holland. Nick Holland with that funny-looking kicking style. He kicks to Salmon. Salmon did well. Oh, he was dragged off the ball then. He was a bit stiff not to get a free, Salmon. Oh, well played by Salmon to Lord. Lord stops a goal. Oh, great goal. play 7.
Well, he missed one like that before, but he corrected his mistake.
Well, I thought he was dragged off that marking contest too by the arm. Look at that.
Could have been a free kick. Good eyes, Pete. Also, nearly holding the ball dispute against Matthew Young. Good awareness there by Salmon to tip the ball to Aaron Lord. He is a noted goal sneak. That's his first for the day.
Aaron Lord has now kicked 1 goal, 2. His opponent there, Nathan Burke, has been one of the Saints' best. And they've had so many good players today. Elliott gets it down. Francis, a little give. Aussie Jones. See, these are like training drills, the way they get it out of the centre. Barry Hall will be somewhere, won't he? Lowe's there. Mitchell in front of McCabe has got the mark. Like mice under a blanket. You stop one end and they come out the other side. Good mark from Mitchell. A real goal kicker. Now, is he within kicking distance, Pete?
I certainly is this time, Peter.
I know it's one of your hobby horses. If they're within distance, have a kick.
I reckon if you're within 35 metres of goal, you must have a shot. It's too risky to give it up. And if you're on the forward line, you should be able to back yourself in to kick it anyway.
OK, well, he's right on 50 now. The man on the mark, McCabe, is about 35 out. So a kick from about 40. He's got the distance. Hits the post. And if it was in Gaelic football, the ball would still be in play. That would be an interesting adaptation, so Jimmy Sines tells me.
I saw a game, Hawthorn and Carlton in Japan many years ago. When they hit the post, all the Japanese crowd stood up, Pete, and clapped. They thought that was the idea, was to hit the white stick.
Well, they're not waving the white flag, the Hawks, but they're a long way behind. Hay kicks in.
It's towards the half-back area. This is Thompson. I like the almost a scoop that was. Under Crawford. I like that Nathan Thompson. I think he's going to be a very good player. Holland couldn't quite hang on to it. Darryl Wakeland's doing pretty well on him. Joel Smith against his old club. Well done by Lord to Holland. Oh, fantastic little kick from Holland to Joel Smith. Salmon will mark this. Oh, he's dropped it. Oh, that was a gimme, and it should have been a mark and a goal, but he knows it, the big fella. He's crooked on himself, Mick.
Yeah, well, no, this has been a good move there by Ken Judge. He is a renowned forward. We saw how successfully he did that in his times at Essendon, but height certainly will worry the St Kilda defence.
Harvey to Trianides, to Elliott, two of the players who started on the bench. McLaren didn't. He was very good in the first quarter. McLaren goes up to half forward, tried to find Walton. Now Turvey.
Good composure, good boy.
On his wrong foot. He's a left footer. Holland has to beat 2. Elliott finally gets the front position. Holland again. Trianides has got him. But he did well there, Holland. Against the odds, I guess we could say it's out of bounds on centre wing.
Yeah, certainly was against the odds, but Holland persisted. That's what he's renowned for. He really does work his way into a game. Terrific athlete, great endurance runner for the Hawthorn team, especially being 6'4", but he certainly has to work hard.
Oh, Elliott, did he have the football? He was caught. Back to Trianides. Chick, who's had a stint recently on the bench. That's out of bounds. It'll be thrown in left half forward for St Kilda. Thompson reminds me of a little bit of Alex Yashenko. Certainly in facial looks, I think he's a bit quicker than Alex.
He certainly looks like him.
Maybe he could develop into something for the Hawks. They certainly hope so. He does battle with Stewie Lowe, playing 267th game today.
Well, that's nearly holding the ball. Yes, good decision.
Not nearly it is. So Chick will take the free kick at right half back for the Hawthorn side, or it's going to be Shane Crawford.
He dragged it in, didn't he?
Shane Crawford had a bad first quarter. Harvey beat him. He fumbled a few times, but he'd be very keen to try to make amends. Woods.
So Tony Woods hugging the boundary line. He finds Daniel Harford. Now, Harford in towards half forward. Crummell couldn't quite hang on to it. There's Holland. Every time Holland's been near the ball, Mick, Darryl Wakeland's been just right on him.
Yeah, he's become a very reliable and dependable defender, has Wakeland for St Kilda. But it's interesting to see now that Kenny Judge has made that change. Woods has gone to Brown in midfield, and Lekas is back on Thompson at half-back.
Joel Smith, a look-away hand pass. He's looking for Vandenberg. He's surrounded. Is that holding the ball? No. Carr. Nathan Burke. Tony Francis. Gee, they've got some good little fellas. Matthew Young. Numbers are just running that ball. Here's Hall.
The big fellas aren't bad either.
No, was that out? No,
Yep.
It was out before he kicked it. So it'll be a throw in almost on centre wing with the scoreboard 11-6 St Kilda, 4-3 the Hawks.
Vandenberg going off. And yet another move made by Ken Judge, but they've certainly lifted Hawthorn. Mind you, they needed to after that disastrous first quarter. Kick comes from Harford up to centre wing. Graham, Crawford, Rock. Good shepherd by McCabe up to half forward. That's better. Hand pass comes out to Dixon from Crummell. Graham. Oh, hits the post.
Might be a free kick back, Pete.
Umpire's coming back. He's got his arm in the air, so Graham will get another shot.
In the back, I think.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting decision, isn't it? It's good to see Mark Graham actually have a bit of licence. Kenny Judge has also made a move with this man. We intimated earlier where he may be used in the midfield, which he's actually doing now to create a bit of run through that area of the ground because they were fairly static. But Graham does run hard and he should kick this goal.
Off the left. Funny old kick off the boot. That tells us it all.
He's lucky to get the free kick brought back.
Well, the way he kicked it.
Like a backman.
Yeah, he did kick it like a backman.
Is that what you were about to say, Pete?
Well, something to that effect, yes. Aussie Jones, well, their midfield, you said they've got a lot of good little fellas, Pete. Well, they've got a lot of good midfielders, a lot of runners, a lot of good tall forwards, Reid, Heatley, Hall, Lowe, etc. They're a great side, and they're showing us that on the scoreboard today. Thompson was up, Walton's at the foot of the ball, applies a tackle on Chick, comes out to Elliott.
And that's another tall player on the ground. Here's Hall. Cradle at the pace. Now, he's got loose men everywhere. Look at him running around. He only has to bomb it wide, and he's got loose players, 3 of them. Joel Smith, now he should run this for 50 metres. They should do something with this. Where are their forwards? No one leading, so they bomb it to it. Oh, that is shocking. If you've got control of the football and not one player led towards him or ran to a space, they bomb it to a contest and they lose it. Honestly, Mick, that is pathetic forward football.
Yeah, one thing I've always been taught, Pete, when you've got tall players in front of your goal square, you kick it on top of their head because tall players can become slow players on a lead. Paul Salmon was the player in that part of the ground. Hutchton certainly got the mobility, and the kick wasn't kicked to the advantage of Salmon. It wasn't Paul Salmon's fault.
Hutchton, Harvey, Young. Again, they share it around. Wakeland, back to Harvey. Back to Young. So many of these uncontested marks. Elliott in front of Turvey. Well, they're just doing as they like, St Kilda. Trianides. Barry Hall gathers it. No, he hasn't quite got it yet. Crow put the body in. Mitchell. Oh, spins out beautifully, Mitchell. On to Thompson. Thompson to Thompson. Don't often see that. Graham up on the back line again, and I suppose after that last kick for goal, Peter McKenna would be glad to see him there. Tony Woods. It's not Hawthorn's day. The ball beats him over the line, right in the middle of the interchange gates for a throw-in.
There's no confidence there, Mick.
Yeah, it's just that psychological pressure.
Now, I want to get back to that other forward bit. If you're clear, no one near you for 30 metres, I cannot understand why, not Salmon, but one of the other guys should have been making space in to make it an easy goal. Not give them a chance. When you've got control, you keep control of the football. Sounded like the Gettysburg Address then, didn't it? But I really do feel strongly about that. It's like soccer. If you've got control of the ball, you don't give it up easily.
His turnovers can prove costly. I go back to Crawford's fumble in the first quarter that Harvey pounced on for a goal.
Elliott at the back. Leckers, he's been quiet. He's had a fantastic season, Angelo Leckers. He'd be leading Hawthorn's best and fairest for sure. Yeah, maybe he or Crawford.
Yeah, Crawford's had an outstanding season. I dare say he'd be in front at this stage, but Angelo Leckers has gave a fair amount of latitude away today. He's earned his stripes by being a hard, dour, run-with type of player. There's that gap I'm talking about. Thompson's getting too far from Leckers in this contest.
Oh, is that in the back to McLaren? Up to Knowles. Not according to the umpire. Healy's got it. Not for very long. Dixon, Crawford, McCabe. Good tackle. Walton comes at the Chick. He decides to back himself against Mitchell. Couple of bounces. Chick across half back. Kicks over the head of Tony Brown. Nathan Burke. Courage showing or running with the flight of the football, but Holland's got a good mark. Courage by both players there. A real hospital job. Holland's kick. Rock. Now Crawford. I don't know where his hand passed that to. Maybe back to Rock, but they've lost it. Young's got it. Waitland. Aussie Jones. Too easy again. Hall bustles his way. Crowed. Oh, you're gone. McCabe. Hawks under a lot of pressure. Now Chick from half-back. They love a goal before half-time. Joel Smith a little bit too slow again. Ball still at midfield. Clock ticks down to half-time. Only a few seconds remaining. Can either side get a score? McCabe applies a good tackle. And it will be a ball up close to centre wing. Now it's on the shoulder, I think, says David Howard. And Walton's going to get the free. I don't think he's going to kick from there, is he? It's on centre wing. He's got a sense of humour anyway.
What's his name? Bernie Quinlan. Dave McNamara.
You'd need to have a gale behind you, kick it into the guard's van of a train and get the train to keep going before that'd go through. 11-4-76. Well, the Hawks did stem the tide a little bit. St Kilda only kicked 2 goals, 2 in that quarter, as against 9 goals, 4 in the first term. And the Hawks added 3 goals, 3 goals, 3. So they outscored them in that quarter. Good sign, certainly, but they're a long way behind at the main change. St Kilda doing it easily at half-time. 11-6-72 to 4-4-28. Stay with us, back shortly.